Welcome back. Today on the table we got a review of a classic, the Blue Yeti USB mic. Is it still worth it in 2021? How does it compare against an iPhone XR or the Canon M50 onboard audio? Those answers and more coming up. Okay, let's get a little closer and talk about the design for a minute. Personally, I love the classic design. It looks great on a desk or in any studio environment. It does come in a few additional colors. Blue is by far the most popular and the most common, but it comes in black, white, silver, red, and then there's some special editions with some unique colors. The two knobs on the side allow you to pivot the microphone in the stand. This allows you to aim the input of the microphone to the desired location, which gives you a little bit more control over the background noise. You can also remove the device from the stand. This allows you to mount the stand on, say, a boom arm or a microphone stand. The thread on the bottom is a standard microphone stand thread. One of the few dislikes I have on this design is the port. Now it's a mini USB, which is kind of outdated. It kind of doesn't fit with most of our new cables. The other issue is it interferes with the stand. Once we get it plugged in, I'll explain that interference a little bit more. Let's talk about the features for a minute. On the front of the device, we have a dedicated physical mute button. Now just underneath that, we have a volume knob. This device has a 3.5mm headset port, which allows us to monitor how we sound in real time. You can also plug the 3.5mm port into many phones and cameras to improve the audio recorded directly with the video files. Moving around to the back of the device, we have a gain knob, which allows us to adjust how sensitive the microphone is picking us up. Just below the gain knob is our pattern knob. Now, the Blue Yeti allows us to adjust from 4 different pickup patterns. The pattern that I use most of the time is the cardioid pattern. This allows us to pick up only what's in front of the microphone. This pattern is great for voiceover work or video conferencing or even streaming. The next pattern is the bidirectional pattern. This will pick up on both sides of the microphone. This is great for doing interviews where you have someone on either side of a table talking to each other. The omnidirectional pattern will pick up all of the noise in the room, no matter which direction it's coming from. The last option we have is a stereo pattern. This pattern works great for instrumentals and vocals and even ensemble choirs. Now that we're back around to the front of the mic, let's bring out our iPhone for a mic test. I'll also be testing this against the Canon M50, which I'm currently using to record this video. During mic testing, I won't adjust any sound coming from any of the devices. While we have the mic plugged in, we can talk about my other issue with the design. If you notice that the cable comes out of the bottom, normally this is out of the way. The problem comes in when we slide the microphone back. The cable can interfere with the back of the stand over time, causing damage if you're not careful. But what about if we want to type on the keyboard? So let's mash some keys. Test out how it's picking up some of the background noise. How does it sound when we're typing on a keyboard as we would be on a normal desk? How does it sound when we're typing on a keyboard? What about the sound quality if we say we have some paper, we're making some noise, scratching on the desk? What about if we're writing, maybe we're getting loud, maybe we're shuffling some papers around? What about if we're writing and shuffling some papers around? As you heard, the Blue Yeti has a little richer sound than the iPhone. And I'm sorry to say, the Canon M50 onboard audio is lagging just too far behind. However, when you introduce background noise, that's when the Blue Yeti really shines. Typing on the keyboard or shuffling papers around is almost not heard on the Blue Yeti, and that's due to the directionality of the microphone pickup. I run audio at my local church, so I have some experience with dynamic XLR microphones as well. The dynamic XLR microphone can slightly outperform the Blue Yeti in a loud musical setting. That's given that you have a sound mixing board and enough time and expertise to mix and adjust, whereas the Blue Yeti is more plug and play. Since the Blue Yeti is a condenser microphone, it has a more sensitive pickup, meaning you don't have to be quite as close as on a dynamic microphone. I find that 18 inches to 2 feet is plenty close enough. All that being said, in my opinion, the Blue Yeti is definitely still worth it in 2021. You get XLR quality with USB plug-and-play simplicity. Whether you're using it for podcasts, voiceover work, streaming, video chats, or many other audio applications, you can't go wrong with the Blue Yeti. If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Until next time.